Yes, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the TG podcast. We are here. Season is officially over. We're here for the end of the season review. We've got so much to go through today, guys. We're going to be talking about season player ratings, going through every single player and rating them out of 10. We're going to be talking about keep so alone as well. And also a little look ahead to the summer window and what to expect, guys. So much to talk about today. The season's officially ended, as we know, guys. Arsenal, unfortunately, falling short on the final day. We finished second best. Obviously, we did win no trophies, but we're going to talk all about that today, people, and give our thoughts on that. But yeah, make sure you guys leave your thoughts down below. And we're joined by Rory, Seb, and great to have Thomas back as well. How you guys doing?
Well, we've had better weeks. We've had better weeks.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's gutting, man. I'll be real. It's so disappointing because as much as I sit here and say, you know what, I'm feeling a bit, I don't know, it's a weird feeling. It's a bit of mixed emotions for me because I feel like this team deserves like something out of this season, the way how we've been playing, man, and the way how we've gone down stuff, to the wire. I said this, like, this is the first time in many, many years I've seen this Arsenal side compete to the end. Multiple seasons we always seem to drop off, but not this season. So I guess there's a bit of a bit of proudness because this team's gone to the wire. This team's played some great football. We just came short yet again. So that's the most disappointing thing about it for me, really. But look, guys, let's get into it, people. Overall season thoughts. I'm gonna come to Thomas first. So Thomas, what's been your whole sort of assessment of this season? Obviously, you can go through, the Premier League, the Champions League, and obviously the cups as well. What do you make of the season, man, as a whole?
I've been really happy, to be honest. I mean, I know everyone's disappointed now after yesterday, but I think after Spurs beat City, after City beat Spurs, it was over for me. I was expecting City to win it again, but I think I had more hope going into this season than I did last season, and now I'm going into next season with even more hope and even more expectation. This team seems to get better every single time I see us play. And one of the things that impressed me the most was the run-in. Last season, that was where we crumbled. This season, it was win after win after win, apart from that Villa game, unbeaten in 2024 in the league. And I'm very happy that, we are growing in confidence. We are growing in experience as well. And hopefully, that sort of run-in next season, we can do it even better. And I think that's going to be the difference next year. But overall, it's been a good season. The Champions League was good to get back into that. And I think next season we'll go even further again with that little bit more experience. The cup competitions, I'm not really too worried about as we're challenging for the Prem and for the Champions League, of course. So if we are to go on further runs next year, that will be nice as well. And hopefully it's going to be another Community Shield trip out to Wembley as well this August if City manage to win the cup.
Yeah, very well said, man. Yeah, very well said indeed. And yeah, I have to agree. Like, I feel like we've definitely seen signs of, progression with this team. And that's the main thing, really, is seeing progression and obviously not sort of decline. And as you said, we've got better every single season. And the fact that we've had the most wins as well since we've had in Premier League history, we've got more wins than the Invincibles. We've had, the best defense in the Premier League, kept the most clean sheets. but somehow we're still falling short. I think that shows you like not only who we're up against as well. You know, of course, this Man City size is unbelievable, but at the same time, I feel like there is games as well where we look back on and we'll feel disappointed. Like, you know, the Villa game, the Fulham game, the West Ham game. You know, like if only, I know it's if buts and maybes, but if only we won there, you know, we could be seeing a completely different story right now. But yeah, very well said indeed, man. Seb, coming to you, man. I know, you know, last season you're so disappointed, you know, so gutted with how it went last season. What's your overall assessment of this season, man?
I'm absolutely gutted. Not with the team. I mean, sorry, not because of the team. The team have done proud. Not because of the manager. The manager's done wonders. Not because of the club, because they've done everything right this season. I really do feel. But I think this is just not fair. It's the Premier League and the stuff in general, which I'm very unhappy with, because this is not fair. Arsenal have done pretty much everything right since especially since the turn of the year. Okay, we had one blip against Aston Villa, but it happens. It was surrounded by wins. It happens.
Mm.
Okay, we had a bit of a blip in December, which, of course, I was sad at that point. But it happens. City had similar to that before December, before we did. But how we've recovered from that is what was important. I just think, and I agree with what Kai Havertz said. It was a very unfair City win. And the reason I'm saying this is because look at all those charges they have. 115 charges. But yet teams like Everton and Nottingham Forest didn't get away with it this season. They got punished. Man City, nothing again. But yet they continue to do this every year. There's a good reason why they have set these ridiculously high standards that makes it almost impossible to give anyone else a chance. And for me, they get no credit until that court case is heard. Pep Guardiola, I'll give full credit for. Nothing but admiration and respect for him. Him, I give credit for. But that club, I do not give anything for because they have cheated. And Arsenal deserve to win the league this season. Fully deserve. Most goals we've ever scored in the season.
Yeah.
Fewest conceded in the Premier League. Most clean sheets in the Premier League. What more can I ask for? Unbeaten against the traditional big six sides? What more can I ask for? 89 points? The only season we got more than that was the Invincibles. I think with Arsenal this season, I've got to give everyone a big round of applause. The whole team, manager, everyone. You've done yourself proud this season. And you saw how they were on that pitch. They were gutted and crying. I was the same all last week. And I think it was an absolute farce of the Premier League to put that Spurs City game in when it was. They should have put that earlier. Yes, I know it was because of a FA Cup clash City had. But why didn't you play it that week when we played Chelsea and City played Brighton? Why didn't you pull it then? The Spurs had 15 days off then. And why couldn't you put the game that they did play against Brighton this week? Because it was so obvious. As if you'd ever bet on Spurs to do you any favours. As if. And yes, Son missed that deliberately. He did. 95% of the time he scores that. Everyone knows that. The reason he missed it, I honestly feel, was because it was so late in the game and he was scared of the backlash he would have got from Spurs fans because that could have potentially won us the league. So that's an absolute farce. But seriously, I am absolutely devastated.
Yeah, man.
You can call me salty as much as I want, but I've got every good reason to back my reasons up and to back my evidence and what I say. And people will say, yes, but Everton and City admitted it. But City didn't. That's why they got punished immediately. Man City never admit anything. You saw how that European ban went a couple of seasons ago. But teams like other teams like AC Milan, etc., got banned for years. I just told you everything I need to know. Of course, they're not going to back up with anything. This is what football has come to now. And there need to be uncomfortable conversations to be had. Otherwise, we're going to be back in this situation again. Doesn't matter how good, how relentless we are, those cheats will still find a way to beat us to that title. There's a reason why Liverpool had 97 points and 92 points, but didn't win the league. I wonder why. We could have gone on more. And then people will come out and say, oh, but Arsenal spent more than City in the last few years because we had no choice to, because of them in the first place. Now everyone has to now, or we are screwed. That is how it is. So, oh man, it's so disappointing. And people can also say, oh, but when Arsenal went to the Etihad, they didn't even try to win the game. And I heard Rodri come out with that in that press conference. Excuse me, we took 4 points off you this season. 4 points. And they didn't actually beat us this season. 4 points. And we went unbeaten against all the other traditional Big Six sides. So people can question the mentality how much as they like. But at the end of the day, we deserve to win that title. And the thing is, sadly, it's not going to change anytime soon, because the thing is, the UK government support all this. And you know what's probably going to come out of this. They're either going to get a fine or a transfer ban. When the reality is, if they have been found guilty, then they should lose all their trophies or get points deducted or go down. That's what it should come to. But seriously, this is what football has come to. It's come to an absolute farce. Yes, stupid idiots will use this pathetic bottomless term to describe us, to suit their agenda, when we clearly didn't. Because we have only led this table this season whilst we've been level on matches on goal difference. If anyone bottled it, it was Liverpool. But of course, no one's going to say anything because it's not Arsenal. So you wouldn't hear a single word. Last year, we got called the biggest bottle jobs in Premier League history. No, don't be stupid. And the thing is, this team is going in the right direction. And we'll be back next season, as long as they back Arteta in the transfer market, which I'm sure we'll come on to shortly. But people can say, oh, but if we had a world-class striker, it would have made a difference. I don't think it would have. I really don't.
Oh my God. Seriously.
Well, what's this? What's that? Oh,
Come on.
I can rip into
Just a typical Tottenham fan in the chat, man.
Yeah. You have to say that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, why? What are you doing? Excuse me. You bottled top 4. You should have walked that top 4. And you should have walked that top 4. You were top in November, remember?
Yeah.
Now you're coming out and saying, oh, top 4 doesn't matter to us because we're not good enough. No, you're not.
You know what? I thought the league was over in October.
The most embarrassing club in world football. And the
I
thing is,
I thought the Premier League was over in October.
Yeah, exactly. According to their fans. And they can blame injuries and suspensions as much as they like. The reality is, your fans, and your club mentality, right, and called it out, is on the floor and in the bin. They all used to make jokes about, oh, your lives literally depend on Arsenal losing rather than your own team. Well, it's so true. Last season, we saw it at the end. Now this season, the fact that you care more about us than your own team going absolutely nowhere. And if I was Andrew Postecoglou, I would leave because he's a winner. The club's not a winner. You don't have any standard.
They've also brought up the fact, apparently, something on AFTV where I can't remember who it was, but he said he would rather lose the Europa League final if it meant Tottenham winning the Champions League. And I was like,
it didn't mean, but the thing is, it didn't mean anything. It didn't mean anything.
Yeah,
Mm.
like
The thing is, we were devastated when we lost in Baku. We were devastated.
there you go. We wanted to win that game.
Exactly. It didn't
Totally different.
definitely mean Tottenham was going to win the Champions League. And anyway, you were never winning that Champions League because you're not good enough.
Yeah, was it DT who said that, or was it
Doesn't matter.
Troops?
Doesn't matter who said it. But the thing is, you should never want your team to lose. And yes, I wouldn't want Tottenham to win the league if the roles were reversed. But the thing is, the roles will never be reversed because they're never going to be in the title challenge ever. They didn't challenge when they came second to Chelsea. Chelsea were miles ahead. They didn't challenge. They didn't challenge when they were with Leicester. They didn't challenge then. They were never top of that league. Yeah, anyway, that club's irrelevant. I don't want to get about that club. But the thing is, the reason why I'm bringing up all these financial fair plays and all these and calling City cheats, I would not be saying this if Arsenal crumbled like we did last season. If we crumbled like we did last season, I would have said, well, that's our own fault. We don't deserve to win this league. Also, I wouldn't be saying this if we hadn't beaten City this season. If we'd lost to them again, then I'll be saying, well, you've got to beat the best to win the league. And we didn't, which we actually did this season. And I also will not be saying this if Everton and Forest didn't get punished for this, and other teams would. But the fact that they get away with everything is just wrong. And teams like Arsenal and Liverpool have had to suffer from this due to their absolute incompetency. And they don't get any credit from me until those charges come out in November. Call me salty in that lot as much as you want. But I'm saying how it is. Because this is just not right. This is what the Premier League has become to. It really has. And it's really sad. It's really gutting. I feel for Mikel Arteta and every single one of those players. I really do. And all the fans, apart from the rats that they are, like,
don't get me started.
Who just like to do anything but bash the manager and bash the team to suit their agenda. Don't get me started with them. But seriously, I am absolutely devastated. And all I can do is just sing praises to this Arsenal side because there is absolutely nothing more we could have done. And getting on to my point that I was mentioned, sorry, I'll let other people speak in a second. I won't take
no worries, man. No worries.
I could be here all day because I'm absolutely sick.
Yeah, I feel it, man. I hear it.
You saw how I was in that group chat last week. I was going on and on and on and on and on, and I still feel the same way now.
Yeah.
I don't know there was nothing we could have done. If we brought in a world-class striker, it would have made no difference because we have scored the most goals that we've ever had in a Premier League season, and he's only the second most to Man City. But that only came true after Fulham. And yes, okay, they got Haaland, fair enough, but still, we could have had the best striker in the world. They will still find a way with their methods. Doesn't matter what we did. But all I can say is well done, Arsenal, and we just got to use this as motivation for next season and in a positive way because we need to stay up there. As much as I don't know what will happen because City's just inevitable and I don't see it changing anytime soon. We just got to just do our bit and just see what happens. But oh man, this is such a shame. It's so frustrating. And this is why I feel more angry about it now than I did last season. Because it was our own fault, but this really, really wasn't. One result. One slip doesn't call you bottle jobs. Neither does one rough patch. Oh, that's all.
Yeah.
Seriously, I was close to tears last week. Trust me, it's horrible.
I feel you, man. Honestly, yeah. Honestly, I hear where you're coming from, Seb. I really do.
There's reasons why I'm saying all this. There's good reasons, and hopefully people in the chat as well can respect this and all that.
Hopefully, I mean, because I swear you got blocked by someone for saying.
Yeah, I know. It was that silly Man City fan, Daps.
Daps, yeah.
Him. The thing is, all that person ever does is on his Instagram and Twitter pages, slate teams, especially us. And all I just replied is that I just replied, "Oh, give it a rest. There's a reason why you set these high standards. We deserve to win this title this season. If then all he does is call me weapons and blocks, I'm sure he
calls you a weapon.
And he was constantly arguing about me the next day on Twitter. Seriously, anyone who just wants to fight me over this, seriously, I've got no time for you. You're not important.
Exactly, Seb. Well said, bro. Well said.
Fuming.
Nah, well said, man. Big up.
Is that the bloke with the glasses?
Well,
Uh,
I don't know. He's got bold. He's bold and all that. And
He's bald with the glasses on. I think I know who you mean
Yeah.
now.
He's
I've asked him to come on this channel enough times. He won't get back to me. I've actually
Yeah.
tried to get him on this channel to do a preview video.
he does never a foul, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does that.
Yeah. There we go.
But there's loads of them out. There's loads of them out there, to be honest. Not from other clubs as well, especially Spurs and all that. There's loads of them out there. But you can't get away from them. You just can't. And the reality is, they should be looking at Arsenal for inspiration for their clubs. Instead, they're just laughing at us all the time just because it makes them feel better. When the reality is, they all support rubbish teams that are nowhere near Arsenal's level. Chelsea, you're nowhere near Arsenal's level. Neither are Man United. Spurs, you're an absolute joke of a club. And
Oh my days!
Even when Chelsea and Man United had their prime years when they were winning titles season after season, they were never this much better than us. But that we are of them right now. But all they want to do is use their Champions League, past Champions League success as weapons to attack us. When the reality is, we're going up, you guys are going down, and you ain't winning anything anytime soon. You ain't catching us. Liverpool is a different story because they were a long way better than us for a few years under Klopp. But you're not anymore. You're not anymore.
Facts.
Is he talking about Arsenal by any chance?
Down as well. All you
Who?
fans giving it.
This comment here.
No, Tottenham he's on about. He's
right. Fair enough.
It's very true. Their lives depend on us. Ange called it out. Conte called them out last season. Mourinho's called them out in the past. There's reasons why every manager in the last few years has called that team out. There's reasons why.
Yeah.
And the fact is, their fans and all that back all this and all that and won't change their ways is the reason why they have no success. And they are part of the reason why Tottenham fell out that top four. They are a large part of that reason. All focusing on us. When how they should have looked at that City game, they needed that win because if they won that, they would have got top four. Being said, they care more about us. They should have gone in for that game because they needed the points. And then hoped that we messed up at Everton, and then you have your parties and all that. That's how you support your club, not that rubbish how you did the other week. And then you only sing when
them lot were doing the fucking
celebrating losses as well as draws. Oh, do me a favour. But anyway, you can tell I'm fuming.
Yeah, I feel you, man. 100%. I hear where you're coming from, Seb.
Anyway, I'll let other people speak. I won't take up time.
No, very well said, man. Honestly, I could tell you had to get it off your chest, and you did. So
I'm sorry, Thomas, as well. It's been great. It's been great going to the games with you. Sorry.
It's good to see you at all the games.
I'm gutted. I'm absolutely really out.
Yeah. Rory, bro, what's your whole overall assessment of this season, man?
It's a sickening way to end. Although this isn't a dig at Arsenal because we've been superb throughout this year. But it's a bitter taste the way we've lost it because the wins we've picked up, obviously at the start of the year, we were battering teams left, right, and centre. Yeah, all that's going to come to nothing. And 0 trophies in 4 years is like really, really starting to what's the term? Really starting to annoy me because look, I get we are still in a rebuilding process and we can see progress, but yeah, 0 trophies again, man. And this team, man, definitely deserves to win trophies. The ride we have been on over recent years, us as Arsenal fans have come so far. Even like the dark days under Mikel Arteta, like we've deserved to win. All these major honours like the Premier League, Champions League. I know we haven't won the Champions League, but the Premier League, we've waited 20 long years now, and after this season, man, we've deserved it. Although the other thing I will say is the domestic competitions kind of I wouldn't say he played a huge part, but I can't lie. If we would have gone for one of the League Cup or the FA Cup, I would be sat here. You know what? I think we've had a phenomenal season. I don't think we have had a phenomenal season. I'll still maintain saying that we've had a good season, a really, really good season. We've done all we can, and this isn't a dig at Arsenal. But the only thing I will say is I think we have made a rocky error, getting knocked out of all 2 competitions, or is it 3 now? I can't remember the top of my head, but 2 or 3 domestic competitions, maybe one more I'm missing, or it might just be the League Cup or the FA Cup. But yeah, I think we've made a bit of a mistake not going for one of the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup.
To be fair, I think he tried to go for the FA Cup. I think he did. League Cup,
not that Carabao Cup though, Seb.
No, that one he didn't put out a team to win, but FA Cup, I think he did.
Yeah. But we did miss chances in that game.
Yeah.
So I can let that one go. But again, I don't really want to come on here with a whole lot of negativity because I feel like we have had a very good season and we have come up short because City are a juggernaut, pretty much. They've gone unbeaten since the 6th of December, and I feel like we do have ourselves to blame, but at the same time, I can't really fault what the team has done this year. I mean, the results we picked up, and yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to say really. City. I'm not going to come on here and say congratulations to them, blah blah blah. I'm not going to come on here and say that because it's just boring now. I'm pretty sure most fans were more interested in Klopp's farewell than watching City's trophy lift because
that just tells you all you need to know.
It's just boring. It really is. And then again, I don't think the Tottenham game is a valid reason why we lost the title at the same time. Because I did say, look, both games against Fulham were the reason why we lost the league. But at the same time, this isn't a dig at any of the players or the manager. I think the manager definitely does deserve to stay on for another season based on what we have been through. And the games we've picked up, the wins we've picked up this season, let's be totally frank here. Although the patch at the start, where we were experimenting, we were unbeaten until October, I believe.
Yeah, first 10 games we were unbeaten.
Yeah, first 10 games we were unbeaten. So we have done all we can, but City have snatched it because they are, it pains me to say it, but they are an incredible side and they're arguably the best team that the Premier League has ever seen. Yeah, as I said, I think the gimmick about Arteta getting sacked is fucking ridiculous. I was obviously on your stream yesterday and people were telling me Unai Emery would have won Arsenal the league last season.
No.
Oh my God. I couldn't believe
the only reason he got top 4 this season is because he was competing with a trap team like Spurs. That's the only reason he got top 4.
Yeah. First and foremost, he wouldn't have got us to a Premier League title race anyway, for starters.
No chance.
So this is not me saying he ain't a good manager. He just wasn't right for Arsenal. I don't know what people don't understand. He just wasn't right for Arsenal, but it doesn't mean he's not a good manager. He's doing really well at Villa and he deserved that Champions League spot. But again, doesn't mean he would have won Arsenal the league. And to those who are Arteta out, who exactly in the right frame of mind is going to come to Arsenal right now? Flick? Zidane has already come out and said, I don't want to manage in the Premier League, so He's a no. Klopp is unavailable. Who else? Tuchel?
No,
Come on.
there's no one out there.
So you're telling me if we get a new manager in the summer where we have to reevaluate things, sign the players he wants, integrate the players he wants into a system, and just start again from scratch? Because look, let me ask. I mean, I know we're not Arteta out, but let me just ask the rest of those who are Arteta out. Are we going to win the league next season with a new manager in charge?
No.
You're telling me within the new manager's first season, we're going to win the Premier League?
No.
There you go. So what is the point sacking the manager when there's managers out there who are available, but I don't think are going to be willing to come to the Premier League? I mean, Conte, no. I mean, he's a winner, but still, he'll be sacked within a couple of months. Mourinho, I wanted him at the time, but now when you think about it,
No, definitely
how
not.
many times has he been sacked? Real talk, how many times has that guy been sacked? And I think that fairy tale ended a while ago. So I'm just going to leave it at that, right? Because honestly, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that people are all of a sudden, you know, saying Arteta needs to be sacked. Because for me, look, I think Arteta is the right man. And this season, he's proved that he can get over the line, but he's been done by Man City. And yes, there has been games where we've dropped points. I hear that, but at the end of the day, City, I believe, at the start of the season had results like this.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, come on. And I know 5 losses to some people is a lot, because realistically, losing 3 or 4 games is what wins you league titles, all right? And it proves that next season we've got to be better than Man City.
The average title
that includes
is 88 points. It's 88 points average.
Yeah, that includes top recruitment in the positions that we need. No more of this, you know, these cheap stopgaps, whatever they are. We need players who can instantly hit the ground running in this first 11. That's what I feel like we need to strengthen. Players who can get into this first team and strengthen that bench as well, because that could be the difference again next season, the bench. And I think I've said this, I've said all along, right, that I feel like the midfield area may be the problem. We've been struggling with that left-hand side all season. So I feel like a midfielder should be one of our priorities. The striker should be second on the list, because I feel like striker hasn't really been a problem. Now you deep it, because Havertz has been banging 14 goals in. I know it's not 20 plus, but still, he's not a striker. He's playing false 9 for fuck's sake. And he's still bagged 14 goals. Would we have expected that at the start of the season from Havertz? No, we wouldn't. Especially the run he was on in the opening, 7 games. You know, all of these Twitter mutants coming out with 007, blah, blah, blah. Would we have expected him to bag 14 goals, 10 assists, something ridiculous like that? And the thing is, this gets me on to my next point, right? These fans get annoyed with Arteta throwing cups in the bin. Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and look, I want to win the Carabao Cup. I want to win the FA Cup. But let's say we do win an FA Cup come the end of the season, finish second. Would you have sacked him? Because I'm pretty sure these are the same people who are Arteta out who would have just said, right, nah, get rid of him, regardless if he would have won an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup. So ultimately, you're saying you want Arteta to go for all of the competitions. You want him to win the Carabao Cup, FA Cup. Yet when he throws them away and we don't win the Premier League, you're like, oh, no, he needs to be sacked. When you look on the other hand, you've got fans say, oh, but if he would have got, say, further in the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, sack him anyway if he doesn't win a Premier League or a Champions League. Like, it doesn't really make sense to me. But look, I'm just gutted, man. And I'm not going to sit here and say we've lost the league because City are too good and the fact Tottenham didn't win. I think we still have ourselves to blame for the 2 games against Fulham and Villa to an extent, but it doesn't take away the fact. I think Arsenal have really taken it down to the wire, and it shows that we are learning as seasons are progressing. So it's a shame, and we've done all we can, but water is wet.
Yeah, absolute facts, man. Absolute facts as always, bro. Couldn't agree with more of you guys there, but we're gonna move on, people. I want to move on to the season ratings, so I'm gonna share my tier list and me sure it's the right one because I've got 2 at the moment. This should be it. Hopefully I've not missed any of the players. If I have, then let me know, people, and I'll just rush this. But so yeah, let me know if you guys can see it. You guys see the screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, all good. So we've got player of the season. We've got 9 to 8, like rating wise, amazing. I've got decent, 5 to 4 below par, 3 to 2 is awful, and 1 is just bin. So let's get started. Let's start with the goalkeepers, man. I want to start with Raya. I'll start with Dario Raya. Of course, came in, won himself Golden Glove this season, so big up to him for that. Obviously, quite a bit of quite a bit of controversy when he came in because it's a bit of a strange signing considering how well Ramsdale did last season for us. But he came in, he won himself Golden Glove. He had a very good second half of the season, I would say, because he had a pretty shaky start and fans were singing Ramsdale's name when he was in goal, so he was low in confidence. And then, yeah, obviously he second half of the season won himself Golden Glove. So I'll go around, guys. Seb, I'll start with you. What do you rate Raya out of 10 for this season?
7 for me.
7? Okay.
Rory?
7. I would actually give him an 8, considering the way he's turned the fans. I think it was after the Porto game where he brought the fans on board. So I think an 8 is fair. And of course, he won the Golden Glove. And you can say the defence bailed him out, but at the end of the day, these are the same people who are calling the likes of Saliba and Gabriel overrated. So I'll give him an 8, because he's partly the reason why our defence has been so good this season, because of the way he plays out from the back and how calm he is. So I'll give him an 8,
Yeah. Thomas, what about you for Raya?
I'd say an 8 as well. I echo that completely because he's come in, he's had a lot of pressure on his back replacing our number 1, and yet he's performed fantastically. He's won the Golden Glove. He's fitted like a glove into our team in terms of how he can play out of the back, like you say, Rory. Some of his distribution has been great. He's a good shot stopper. So I'd give him an 8 as well.
Yeah, fully agree with you guys there, man. Fully agree with you guys. Big up to Raya. Golden Glove as well. So fair play to him, man. And obviously, yeah, of course, he was the hero in the penalty shootout when we beat Porto. So Yeah,
Actually, save a
he's had a great
penalty
season
as
for me.
well.
He's gonna go in there.
That's something.
Yeah. Let's go to this guy, Aaron Ramsdale, guys. Ramsdale, of course, lost his place to Raya this season. After having a fantastic season last season, to be honest. You know, he had a great season with us last season. But yeah, obviously lost his place to Raya. Hasn't played at all enough, you know, sort of. Well, you know, he's played games, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. Like, he hasn't played a lot as he did last season. So when he has played as well, he's looked shaky. I can't lie. Like against Brentford, you know, we saw what happened there. He's looked so shaky. So not a good season.
Both games against Brentford.
Yeah, both games.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I think I'm gonna have to put him in below par. You know, 3 to 4.
For me, no higher.
What about you guys?
No higher than 6. Somewhere around 5 or 6.
I'd give him a 5, based on the fact he hasn't played a lot, and when he has played, he's looked mega shaky. And I do rate Ramsdale. I back him more than anyone, but yeah, his head's not in the game at the moment, and I can see him leaving. The talk of him, you know, leaving for 15 million, I find is ridiculous. I think we should be getting more money for him,
more
but
than,
still
more than what we paid for, definitely.
Yeah, it still doesn't change the fact he's just not been great, and I think the Raya move was justified. Now, I really do. So, yeah, Ramsdale for me 5. Although
I feel sorry for him because he's been kicked out of the squad. He done so well last season, and it's understandable that now he's come back into those games for the 1 or 2 games he has played when Raya's out for whatever reason. That's why he's shaky, because he's the one with the pressure on his back now. So, I mean, I'd probably put him in below par as well, but I wouldn't say it's entirely his fault.
yeah,
below par. There we go. This guy, Cole Hine.
barely played, has he? Has he played a single minute?
1 game this season. He played 1 game, I think, against Brentford. What? No, that was
No,
was
that
that
Ramsdale.
He has. I don't think he's played.
Yeah, he's hardly played.
Have you not played a single minute?
I don't think
No.
he has. I don't. We can't rate him.
Yeah, even if he played 1 game, I still.
Yeah, to me, you have to
Wouldn't
play at least 5
recommend
games to get ratings. I don't think you can. Just like I don't think you can rate El Nene either, because he hasn't played enough.
I'll
games.
leave him.
Yeah,
I'll leave him there then. I'll leave him there. No worries.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't really mock Cedric.
Why not?
How many games has he played?
I swear he's only made
Mate.
substitute appearances.
He's
just come on.
barely. We wanted to get rid of him in the summer. So again, I don't think he's. No,
He played Champions League as well.
Played 5
that game
times
against
this
PSG.
season. We can't rate him.
Yeah, you can't. You can't.
Can't rate. We wanted to. We were trying to get rid of him in the summer. Can't rate him.
Yeah, he's only made a couple of substitute appearances.
I could put him in bin then.
Oh yeah, put him in bin. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he'll be leaving.
Yeah. Okay.
He's off anyway. He's gone.
I don't think he's been a terrible player for Arsenal, to be honest. But it's time to move on. He's what, like 32 now.
Yeah. Timber's next, guys.
Can't rate him.
Really
either.
rate
Yeah, you can't rate him either.
Can't rate
This
him.
is a great start.
It's sad what's happened to him, but you can't rate him.
I can't wait to see him next season, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave him next to the right. Yeah, I'm going to leave him next to Hine. I'm not going to put him in there. Tomiyasu, guys. Tomiyasu. You know what? I think he's had a decent season. You know, I feel like injuries again is the thing that lets this guy down the most. But what I love about this guy so much is he can play multiple positions. Sorry, you know, right back, left back, confident centre back as well. He did it Carabao Cup against Brentford, I think, this season. Going forward as well, he's very good. Defensively as well, he's a very good player, man. And I think he's had a very good season. You know, I'll put him in decent, I think. But what about you guys for Tomiyasu?
Yeah, I think he's been very underrated for Arsenal this season. I'd almost argue he is our maybe not unsung hero, but I think he's another player that we may need to respect a little bit more because he does do a job every time he is called upon. So yeah, I'll give him a 7 as well.
Yeah, 7 for me. That's that. 7.
Agree.
I was tempted to give him an 8 because I feel like he has been
7.
good, but at the same time, the way you've done the categories, I think decent is about right.
Yeah, I think there's been better.
He's had the injuries as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Next up, Benny Blanco with Ben White. I actually thought the thing with Ben White, I thought the start of the season, I know he's playing with a little bit of an injury as well, but I don't think he's at his best start of the season. But the second half of the season, this guy for me has been the best right back in the Premier League. He's really, stepped up to the second half of the season, looking like the Ben White from last season. Going forward, overlapping as always does. He's excellent going forward, defensively as well. He doesn't get caught out too much. He's just overall a very well established right back, and I think based on the second half of the season, and I know I'm torn between putting him in amazing and decent. But what do you guys think for White?
For me, an 8 out of 10. An 8. I don't think he go any higher.
Yeah.
I'd give him an 8.
Yeah, I'll go along with that as well. Yeah, it didn't start the season very well, but the way he's switched on this year has been brilliant, and I was tempted to give him a 9 because of the way he has performed, but yeah, I think that short stint at the start of the season, I think 8. I was tempted to give him a 9 though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fair enough. Right, next up for me, in my opinion, this is player of the season, Saliba. I just think that every single game this guy turns up, absolute Rolls Royce. He's been, I know the partnership that him and Gabriel have had this season, but I think he's been one of the best centre backs in Premier League this season for sure. And not in Premier League, but I'll go far and say in Europe, man. This guy is absolutely elite. And for me, he's my player of the season. But what about you guys? Where would you put him?
I would give him a 9.
Yeah, 9.
I don't think you would. I don't think you can give him a 10 because say if we would have won the league, then I think that's when you can start dishing out 10s. But yeah, he's been so good this season.
Yeah, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
He's had a couple of mistakes here and there, but he's been so consistent, and he's played every single minute of every single game of the season. You can't ask for much more.
Yeah. It's very good.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, there we go, Saliba. Right, the partner in crime next to him, Gabriel, guys. He's been equally as good. Like, we're seeing their partnership this season. It's absolutely insane, the partnership that they've had, and they've been a big reason why we are where we are, really, in terms of how good we are and how good the defensive record is. Gabriel for me 9 as well. What about you guys?
I'm gonna say 8. I'm gonna say 8. 8.
Really?
I'm gonna say 9 as well because I'd almost go as far as saying he's been better than Saliba this season. I really do.
I wouldn't quite say that, but he's been absolutely brilliant. 8 for me.
And he's still really underrated as other fans. I don't know what they can't see.
But Saliba and Gabriel have been the best 2 centre backs in the league this season. That's a
29 goals conceded.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah.
16 clean sheets. Between the pair of them.
Yeah, exactly. Brilliant.
Before I move on, I just want to say big up to Dom, by the way, who usually comes on the pod, guys. He just had an operation, so of course we wish him well and a safe recovery. He says, even in all, not to be on this tonight. Just got home from operation, busy on my head, but major surgery not needed for this squad. big issue will be finding a market for some players. Big up to you, Don, man.
He is
Yeah.
right.
And
Rest
hope
easy.
all goes well, you, bro, and hope you have a
Right,
safe
but
recovery.
Yeah.
Yeah, big up, man. Right, yeah. So I think we're all in agreement about Gabriel. Kivior. You know Kivior, right? This guy.
Is he frozen?
He's frozen. Oh.
Oh my god. I think he's frozen.
What would you give Kivio? I say 7. I say 7. You don't forget he did an excellent job at left back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give him a 7 as well. Considering left back isn't his position, I'm willing to compromise.
He's filled
a
in
7.
well.
Yo.
Good squad player.
Yeah. Oh, is that him? Yeah, I think he's back.
Am I back, guys?
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Wi-Fi back.
Matt
Donald's Wi-Fi back again, man. Yeah, seriously.
Wi-Fi
Every
is
single stream this
lacking.
happens. But anyway, Kivior. As I was saying, left back. He done a very good job, I thought, when he filled in that left back, and he surprised me because we all know he's a centre back. So, based on this season, I think he done decent, man. But what would you guys say about him?
Yeah, he's done well when he's filled in at left back, because there was a period when he was doing that really well. But yeah, I really would give him a 7. I know he's been a bit shaky at times, but to be fair to him, he's been very good.
Yeah. Now this is an interesting one, man. Zinchenko.
Oh dear.
Zinchenko. Jesus Christ.
Okay. If you want my honest opinion, I'll still say 6. I think 6. But no higher than that. I don't think he's been absolutely awful, but compared to what he was last season, it's just not the same. Not the same player.
Yeah.
Below par for sure.
6 for me. 6.
Yeah, I would put him in the below par category as well. He's had a horrible season, and I kind of feel bad for him because he's not a left back. Let's just straight up say it how it is. He's not a left back. He has no pace really. He's let's be honest, he's not the quickest, and yeah, I just feel bad for him. The amount of abuse he has received, and I hope he does recover from this. I've got a feeling he may come good next season. I really do. But this is if we keep him, because there's been rumours circulating that we may let him go. But I feel like if he does stay, I've got a feeling that he will come good. But I don't know. This season he's been just horrendous, and I think he's lucky to get a 5.
But if you're looking at the categories, then he has been below par. But if you're looking at the actual numbers itself, then I'll say 6, which is actually
a 5 or a 4 for me.
He's probably another one of those players who've moved past in with this project, but I'd want to see him stay for next season. I think if he plays a similar role to what he did this year, in terms of when he came on later on in the game, that's all right, but he needs to step up.
Yeah, I think if a big offer comes in, then you take it, but otherwise, I'll keep him for another year.
Yeah, keep him as a midfielder.
Play him in midfield. Don't play him at left back.
Yeah, because when he's starting at left back, the whole defence looks vulnerable.
Yeah, facts. Guys, Jorginho. For me, this has been
interesting one.
I think he's been superb personally. Okay, like hold on. Like I know he made that mistake against Tottenham early on in the season, but when you look at him in the big game where he stepped in, when we've not had Partey, when he stepped in alongside Rice, I think he's been excellent.
Yeah,
and you know what? I'll go same category as Tomiyasu. Decent.
Yeah. I think 7 sounds about right.
Yeah,
I think 7 sounds fair.
I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, he's come good
Considering he
since
hasn't
coming
played
in.
a lot this season, he hasn't really had a game where I go, he's had a stinker. Other than Tottenham, you can't really name a game this season where you can say, right, he needs to be dropped. And I mean, obviously he's just signed a new contract. How long is it for?
1
I
year.
didn't.
It's
Oh, is it
Yeah,
1
1
year?
year.
1 year,
That,
yeah.
that's fine then.
Yeah, there's
That's fine.
no option to extend this time.
Yeah, I'm happy he's staying on for another year. If I'm being honest, I think what last year I would have probably said, yeah, that this is his last season. But now after watching him play in the big games, it's clear to us that he is vital in some of them, especially at home. I wouldn't play him away from home in these big games because I don't think he's physical enough still, and he's 32, 33. But in these big games at home, he's proved to be important.
Yeah, Thomas, what about you for Jorginho?
He surprised me since coming in because I was so concerned when we saw we were signing him over. Who was it, Caicedo? But no,
Yeah.
he's done well actually as a squad player, coming in those big games as well when we've had injuries. And I've liked him. I put him in a 7 to 8 category as well. Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Thomas Partey, guys, obviously played the first
He's only played the
season.
last 6 games, hasn't he?
Hold on. He played the first 3 at right back. First 4. Let's not forget that.
Yeah,
as well.
in the last 6. I guess you can rate him.
No,
but...
you can rate him. He's played enough games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd give him, because he suffered with injuries as well. I'll give him a 6.
Yeah, I agree
actually.
with that.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think I'll go 6.
To be fair,
he's
whenever
looked
Partey
good in
has
games,
started this season, whenever Partey started this season, we are unbeaten. Like the 3 games he played.
Yeah.
Considering he was playing at right back, he didn't actually do too bad.
Yeah, because he's missed the last chunk of the season. I just don't think.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah, I hear that, and I don't want to get into the keep ourselves thing yet, but all I'm going to say, I do like Thomas Partey, and I think it won't surprise me if he does stay on next season. I think he's been decent since he's come back as well. I really do.
A lot of people saying he's mistake prone, but I think he's done well the past few games.
He has,
especially yesterday against Everton. I thought he performed.
Yeah.
right. Right. Declan Rice.
my play of the season.
Yeah, me too. 9.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, 9.
If you won the league, we would have got him 10.
Yeah, he would have got a 10.
Yeah, but I don't think it's his fault that we didn't anyway. I'll be straight.
Oh yeah,
it's not his fault. But 9 for me, excellent.
The fact other fans have been hating on him as well, or the fact he plays the ball backwards, X, Y, Z, like, come on. And apparently I heard fans saying, oh, the reason why we lost the league was because we played Rice as the lone 6. But at the same time, Rice in that lone 6 won us a lot of points. Think back to the Luton game, think back to the Man United game. Where would we have been?
Brentford when he saved it on the line. You see, people forget all this. People forget all this, which is just mind-blowing.
He's fitted into the team so well. He hasn't had to do any adjusting. He's performed.
Exactly. And when you sign for over 100 million, pressure is on you like mad. He's on to perform, and he's coming.
I can't lie. I do prefer Rice as the 8.
Yeah, we all do. We all do. Yeah, but he's done really 9.
But he's been excellent, even when he's shifted in as the lone 6. At the end of the day, he's had to play alongside Odegaard and Havertz. You know how hard that is to play as the lone 6. Yeah, Havertz didn't exactly work out as the left centre mid role. And Odegaard,
There was one period in the season where he was doing everything on his own.
yeah, you can't exactly blame him.
October, November time. And also he's chipped in with goals as well.
Right, next up.
Goals as well, he's chipped in and assists. So
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Is it like
big
7
up,
goals or 8 goals, 8 assists?
I think it's 8 goals, 7 assists. I think it's something like that.
Yeah, considering Havertz was playing as the left centre mid role at the start of the season and he was still chipping in with goals. Come on, cut the slack, man. Seriously.
Yeah. El Neni, guys, can we
Can't rate
really
him.
mark this guy?
Yeah.
Can't rate him.
I didn't remember him coming on.
Is he in the same tier as Cedric though? Because he's leaving.
Yeah, well, he's going anyway, so you might.
Yeah.
We tried to get rid of him in the summer. Yeah.
Top professional, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, time to go.
Can't rate him.
Right. Our captain, Martin Odegaard, guys.
I'll give him a 9 as well.
I give him an 8. I don't think he's quite been as good this season as he was last season, but he's been fantastic and is still very much one of the best in the Premier League.
Right throughout the season, some of the passes, some of the things he was creating, it's incredible.
Yeah, but I think 8 sounds fair.
Yeah, I'll give him a 9 based on the fact he's overcome the criticism of turning up when it matters. I felt like this season he has turned up in games which have mattered. Do you think about the Porto game when he made that vital assist? And say if he doesn't play that ball to Trossard, I think we get knocked out. So he has stepped up this season. And yeah, that's all I can say, really.
He's a good captain as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, facts. Look who's next. Kai Havertz, guys. You know what? 9, bro.
Ooh, really?
I can't believe I'm saying that.
Maybe not 9.
I'm saying that, but I think.
I'm not giving
Yeah,
him
why not? He's
I don't think
he's been one of our best attackers.
I'll give him an 8.
I don't think he's I think 9. You have to be up there with player of the season. I don't think.
Yeah, I'll give him an 8. Though I think he's been really good this year in particular. But
for me, I'm gonna say,
9 is
between 7
and
8
too much.
8. I mean, he's on the side of the Arsenal fans as well because when he came in, ex-Chelsea, the way his time ended at Chelsea, but he's been banging them in every single game.
Yeah,
exactly. 7 and 8.
Look at him at centre forward. Look at him at centre forward position. He's been so consistent.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, I'll give him an 8. He's still been good, and I don't think he's been a flop whatsoever. But 8 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
Solid first season, considering he's coming to a new system as well, and he's playing in the same position as he did at Chelsea, and he's still bagged 14 goals. How many assists has he bagged again? Is it 8? So I think he's had a good first season, considering the pressure he had coming to Arsenal as well. I think we're forgetting that 3rd highest signing or the highest price tag we've. So I can't remember, but I think he may be the 3rd highest player we've signed in our history in terms of like price wise. And the fact he came from Chelsea as well, everyone doubted the start.
He's been such a clutch player as well.
Yeah. And he's scored some big goals as well.
He has. Yeah, he has. Some important
goals.
Both
games against Brentford.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll give him an 8, but
a double against
a 9.
Double against Chelsea.
No, but why not a 9? Like I've gave him a 9 because I've been fully proven wrong. Yeah, I've fully criticised this guy a lot.
Yeah, because if you get 9 or 10, you have to be up there with player of the season. Also, we can't forget. I know it wasn't all his fault, but you can't forget how he started the season. You got to go when we do this. You have to.
Yeah, he didn't start the season well.
That's why. While Saliba and Rice have been.
Yeah, but Seb, he was in left centre midfield, bro. He was in the left centre midfield.
Yes, I said it wasn't all his fault. I get it, but and also there has been a few times when he was playing there early in the season where he didn't really do much. It was only really after Brentford, which was I think it was the end of October, where he really started his career. It wasn't before then. He got to be.
Yeah, but look, an 8. That's not a bad score, by the way.
8 is fair.
A 9. I don't think he's up there for Player of the Season, but he's had a really good season.
Yeah.
Considering it's his first year at Arsenal, and the fact he came from Chelsea as well, the reception he would have got when we first signed him for 65 million as well. I think he's had a solid season, but I don't think he has been our Player of the Season. I think either Rice, Saliba, Gabriel, and maybe another one who's about to pop up. But
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, I think Havertz has been solid. I really do. This isn't a dig at him, right? But I just think Player of the Season's a bit of a stretch, don't you think?
No, but
is he frozen
nine's like nine's amazing category. Nine's amazing category. 10 is Player of the Season. I gave Saliba and Rice a 10.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't think you can give anyone a 10 because we haven't won anything. If we would have won the Premier League, Champions League, etc., then that's when you can give them 10s.
Yeah.
But because we haven't, I think it makes more sense to compromise 8s, 9s. And this isn't saying they've not had a good season. It's just they've had an excellent season. It's just you can't.
I think 8 is fair.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
8, yeah.
Fair enough. Let's go to Fabio Vieira, man. Teabag.
Oh.
Man, we literally paid 35 mil for this guy.
Yeah. For me,
has he played this year?
Yeah, he has.
I don't remember him.
At the start he has, and towards the end he's come on for a few cameos, but he hasn't started a lot.
I don't remember him even coming on.
He has a few times towards the end of the games.
Which games were they?
Yeah, he came on. Bournemouth he came on.
Fulham
he came on. No, Fulham at the start of the season. That's when he had his best game. But...
AFC, no, come on, AFC. That's not what I'm trying to say. So you're telling me if we won the league, Zinchenko gets it? No. Say if Declan Rice, say if we won the league, players like Declan Rice, Saliba, Gabriel would have got 10s from me. Because they've been a crucial part of why we've won the league.
Ones who influenced the most and contributed get the 10. Not just random squad.
That's not what I'm trying to say. Oh, we've won the league, everyone gets a 10. No, it doesn't mean that. But that's not what I'm trying to say. So hopefully that's cleared it up. But
Fabio Vieira,
you know what? The funny thing is, I actually thought he started the season well.
5 straight down the middle.
Yeah,
I agree with that. The thing is, I actually thought he started the season quite well. He had good cameos against Man United and Fulham, and then he just got injured, and then from then on, he disappeared from the face of the earth.
You got that red card against unnecessary red card against.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did against Burnley.
I think I remember him scoring a penalty in the Community Shield.
Yeah, he did.
One of the
I think he scored a penalty against Sheffield United as well.
Yeah, he did.
He actually started the season quite well, but you can't exactly mark him.
We paid 35 million for him, and I do expect more.
Yeah, I think it's time to move on. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's frozen again.
I'll put him there.
Oh.
No, I ain't. I'm here.
Thank God.
Yeah, you're here. Yeah, you're here.
I'll put him,
it's just your pause every time we finish. And I keep thinking you've frozen.
All right. Smith Rowe, guys.
Again, I'm going to have to say 5, straight down the middle.
Yeah.
It's been disappointing.
Shame, really, because his injuries have really ruined him. But yeah, 5. I agree with that. I think he's
I
had
can't
some
remember
good
him doing
players off
much.
the bench,
Yeah.
but I think 5, straight down the middle. Can't really rate him, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's come on a few times, but there's been in games where he hasn't had anything to do, so he hasn't had a chance to prove himself, really.
Yeah.
I think it's the same with Nelson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
5 again. Again,
Mhm.
straight down the middle, 5.
Yeah.
All right, Saka, guys. Saka, star boy.
Ooh.
This is an interesting one, you know,
Yes,
because he hasn't really performed like at the level we expect him to, but the GA's still there.
numbers are still great. Still there.
He's still banged 20 goals in all competitions.
I'll give him an 8.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree with that.
I think 8's fair. Yeah, 8's fair.
Yeah, I think for his own standards, I think it is his worst season in an Arsenal shirt, but that's still not taking away the fact I think he's had a good season.
Yeah, I think it's been good, but it hasn't been great. That's what I feel. I think it's been good.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's been up there for player of the season, but he's still been really good.
And I also think he's starting to feel the burnouts because we're overplaying him. He's starting to really. I think it's all caught up to him this season.
Yeah.
So this is why I think we definitely need another winger because of that.
I don't remember any standout performances from him, anything memorable, but like you say, he's still got the numbers, and that's what we need, someone who delivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trossardinho.
Another interesting one.
You know what?
7 for me.
You know what?
I want to give him a 9, you know.
I'm gonna say
I
9.
really do. Considering the amount of minutes
9.
he's played, considering the amount of minutes he's played, 16 goals in all competitions, and the amount of times as well, he has obviously 1 point for us. You think back to the Chelsea game, the win against Man United. I reckon he is up there for our player of the season. I'm not saying he is, but I think him,
I agree.
Saliba, Gabriel, Rice, Odegaard. I think he's up there, you know. I really do.
Actually, I'll put it up to an 8. Yeah, I'll put it up to an 8.
I reckon he's a 9, you know, considering the amount of games he has played.
I'll put it up to an 8, yeah.
Definitely that category.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's been great. I think he's been excellent. Very underrated.
Oh, yeah. I would almost argue that he is the best impact sub in the Premier League.
Yeah.
I can't really name anyone else. He's that good off the bench, and he's now starting to produce output when he's starting games as well. And this, I'm not saying it because I look like Trossard. It's just I feel like he's done really well this season.
Yeah, Martinelli, guys. This
6.
one's gonna be harsh for me, but
6.
yeah,
I'll give him a 6.
Has he been
I know he
decent
hasn't
for you?
He's been all right. I just don't think he hasn't really scored enough goals.
Yeah, he's not been at his best this season. But what I will say, we've had games this season where we have missed him because he unlocks something different in this Arsenal team, pure pace. So that's why I would give him a 6 and not a 5. So look, I think that Everton game at the end of the season, by the way, has given me hope that I think he will be back to his best next season.
Yeah,
so I think he played really well in that game.
Yeah, he played well.
Yeah,
and actually looked
6.
dangerous. So.
I don't know. I
Right.
think if he
Eddie
we saw
Nketiah.
glimmers of hope, but
5
we saw glimmers of hope, but
5 straight down the middle.
mm,
5.
I think he's lucky to get that, you know.
Yeah, I've just about given him a 5.
I'm just-
Not a 5 from me.
I'm just waiting for Rory, man.
3.
oh,
Sorry, he's been crap.
He hasn't been good at all.
Absolute
He's had
crap.
one good game against Sheffield United. Apart from that, he's been poor.
Yeah, I know. Maybe Fulham at the start of the season, but
I know he hasn't really had many minutes in the second half.
But
But
he's
to be
been-
fair, he's had plenty during his time, and he's not delivered. So
yeah, he's been fucking dreadful. And look, it's nothing personal, right? He's just not a great footballer.
he's not.
And when he's come on, he's done nothing as well.
He runs around like a headless chicken.
Yeah, I know.
Just about
The
edge
guy
him in,
spends more time doing cardio all game.
yeah, I edge him in the 5 category.
I mean, would you say he's been worse than
Right,
someone like Vieira? I don't know.
Sorry.
Would you say
Because
he's been
Vieira
worse
hasn't
than
played though, has
Vieira?
he?
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
And Nketiah has actually had minutes. He's actually played more games than Jesus this season.
Don't know how he has.
Yeah. Fair enough. Then.
Unbelievable.
Mm. Right. Jesus, guys.
6. I'll say same as Martinelli. 6.
Yeah.
Same as
I'd actually give him a 5. You know, I think he's been very disappointing this season. But this doesn't mean I'll get rid of him. I think he'll be a great squad player, and he's been by far better than Nketiah. Don't tell me Nketiah has been better than him this season. I've seen Jesus do way more off the bench than I've seen Eddie Nketiah ever do.
Mm.
Remember the assist he done against Bayern Munich in the first leg? The assist he done against Bournemouth, I believe. And then he won the penalty against Brighton, didn't he? When we won 3-0. So he's had games this season where he's done well, but again, injuries have played a huge part in his season. And I think this is potentially his last opportunity next season, or else he could be out the door. I really do. Because there's still a player in there. But yeah, it's just injuries and the fact he's not an out-and-out striker, and I would like to see him being occupied as a right winger. You know, I'm coming from as Saka's backup potentially. I don't think he has been below average by any means. It's just this season injuries have played a huge part, and he has missed a lot of chances. So yeah, you know, I'm a huge fan of him, and I'm not saying I'll get rid of him. It's just
with him, he's lost a lot of pace, which is a huge part of his game.
Yeah.
I still think he has that X factor in his game where he's really good with his footwork, and I think obviously he did score against Man United as well. That goal where he sent Dallo for a hot dog.
Yeah, that was good. And Nottingham Forest, he was very good. Away at Nottingham Forest, he was brilliant.
Yeah.
I think he's another player where we've seen those glimmers of hope. I remember the goal against PSV as well in the Champions League at home.
Oh, yeah.
That lovely strike.
That one.
Yeah, that day he played like a prime R9. Really.
Oh yeah. Are we forgetting as well in the Champions League? We're not just basing this on the Premier League. We're basing this on the Champions League as well.
Oh yeah,
he's been very good in the Champions League. So maybe, you know what, I'll upgrade it to a 6. You know.
Yeah, that's true. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been banging goals in the Champions League this season.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll give him a 6.
I'm moving.
But he's another one that needs a big season next season. I feel like the same with Martinelli as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Facts. Let's go to the last one. Our manager, man. What does our manager get out of 10 based on this season?
8. 8 for me. 8.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I
agree.
Not
his fault. It's not his fault. He's been hard done by this.
Yeah.
I feel so sorry for him. And yes,
really
I know
do.
I know he's made a few mistakes along the way, but the thing is, what I like about him is he does learn from them. He doesn't.
I loved his speech at the end, by the way.
Yes, me too. When he said he's not satisfied and he's not happy with it, I like that. That means
Yeah, the same with Odegaard as well.
yeah, because I don't want this to keep being a club that's happy with second, third, or fourth best. We want to win. It's time to win.
Yeah.
Now. So I feel sorry for him that he's not won this title. But
So do I.
what could you do? Oh man.
And that's the criticism that a lot of fans have said from other
Yeah.
teams, that we are getting really happy or too happy with these sort of for seasons. But like he said, this isn't it. You know, we got to go for more, and hopefully next season is the year.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we can
There's
only
been
do.
rumours that Pep could be leaving for in 2025, I
I
think.
think you'll stay for one more season. Well, to be fair, I do also want Arteta to win the league with Pep in.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, I do really want him to do that as well. I don't want it to.
Yeah, I think.
Of course, whenever he wins, even after Pep's gone, great. But I would like.
Do you agree though?
Yeah,
Giving him a new contract extension.
To be honest with you, I would have said no if you asked me a few weeks back. But because I've looked at the situation and realised why it hasn't happened, and I've actually can understand why we've had to be patient with him and we've had to back him and we've had to go through this. I know I was very critical about all these phases and all that, but now I can actually understand why it had to be.
The thing is,
look at what you're going up against. Look at what you're up against.
The thing is, I hear where you're coming from, and I've said this whole time that I don't really want to see him sign a new contract unless if he wins the Premier League.
I've said that as well, but now I can fully understand now where people are coming from now after what's just happened.
But at the same time, I wouldn't mind as well if he got given a new contract, but if it was a short term, maybe. If it's 2 to 3 years, then I would sit there and go, you know what, fair enough. Yeah. But if it's a 6-7 year contract,
well, they won't give him that. It'll be 3 or 4. It won't be any longer than that.
Yeah, which will be fine in my eyes, because look, we are going to get up to a point where we'll have to move on from him, and whether he has won.
Oh yeah, he'll move on as well one day as well. He'll move on when he feels he's done. He'll move on.
Yeah.
But like I've said before, I was very critical when people kept saying phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. I couldn't stand it at the time, but now I really can see where they're coming from now after what I've just witnessed. Because like I've said, it's not his fault why he hasn't won this league. I think it's just the Premier League just being as farcical as it is.
The thing is, right, Arteta has actually got us over the line, but we've been outfought by a City side who are ridiculous.
And look at what he's had to take over. Look at what he had to take over and how he's transformed the team and what he's going up against. That's difficult for any manager, especially when it's your first job.
Yeah, he's had some big decisions.
Yeah, definitely, and he's got most of them right. We all criticise Kai Havertz. He's got it right.
Yeah, I mean, look, if in phase 5, you could say, he's got this new mansion from the ground up. All he needs to add is the swimming pool, the tennis court, all of these adjustments to make it, formidable next season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I said, he learns from his mistakes. He doesn't consistently do them to continue with. When he knows it's not working, he doesn't consistently do it. Something I've criticised Wenger a lot for, that he never learned from his mistakes.
Here we go.
Guys,
what's going
do we have time to do it people's now?
How long are we going on for?
I mean, we could do it.
We could do that for another video when we talk about transfers and all that.
Or I suppose we could do it quick fire.
Yeah, just do it quickly.
Should
Yeah.
we
It's up to
should we,
you.
should, we, should we keep it till next week? The keep or sell next Monday.
Yeah, it's up to you. I don't mind. But
Yeah, I don't mind
it's
either.
getting a little bit late. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, guys. I'll leave it till next week because I know Don wanted to come on this one to have his opinion as well, and he'll be with us next Monday. So
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
save it for him, I think, because I know he was really wanted to come on. So if that's all good with you guys, but yeah, that's the tier list there, people. Season ratings of the season. Unfortunately, we did run out of time. We couldn't do the keep or sell, but that'll be next week because it is getting late and we're going for an hour and a half already. And if we did do a keep or sell, it would take we're going for another 2 hours, like real talk. Plus the transfers, it'll be going on. So
Yeah.
look, big up everyone who tuned in, guys. We appreciate it. Let me just say big up to everyone. Starting with Thomas. Thomas, thanks very much for coming back on, man. If you want to shout out your channel where people can find you as well.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me on. I've enjoyed it as always. Looking forward to next season as well. And it's the Football Stadium show on all platforms.
Yes, big up, man. Honestly, thank you very much just for coming on. You're always welcome. And make sure you go and check out his channel, guys. He's absolutely smashing over there. Go and check it out.
Thank
If you're not already,
Yeah,
give him a
really-
sub. And
also, Tom, did you
yeah,
say you're
big up to
you're getting an Arsenal season ticket next year?
Yes, yeah, family, distant relationship. They were selling their pair, so I managed to get my hands on them, which is really thankful for, and hoping now next season is going to be the one we win it.
It's brilliant.
yeah, fair play. Seb, bro, you got any articles coming up yourself? End of season,
gonna write.
maybe?
Yeah, I'm writing this end of season review, and I'm going to talk all about everything that I've said, and I'm just going to be honest with myself. I'm just going to be honest with myself and just about a brief season review and the stats and everything. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not in a good place I'm still deflated.
Yeah,
You
man.
can tell why.
Yeah, same here. Rory, bro, you got any content coming up yourself?
I suppose a sketch here and there. Possibly after. When's the Champions League final again?
Not next Saturday. The Saturday after.
The Saturday after. So, yeah. I do have a lot of things up my sleeve when it comes to the sketches. So I'll be doing more of them, especially now that the season's ended. And by the way, just to finish on, I won't say a high note, but this question in the chat: what phase is Alonso in with Bayer Leverkusen? Okay, I'll give you Alonso, but at the end of the day, Bayern are with Tuchel. Tuchel ain't a league manager, all right. He
Because it's in a different league. If Alonso wouldn't do it in the Premier League, that's why he said no to Liverpool, because he's not.
And don't bring up Xavi as well, because he came into a far more solid foundation than Arteta did with Arsenal. And plus, I reckon the Bayern side is actually starting to age now.
Yeah, it is.
Like, how many players can you name in that Man City side right now that are over 30? Carl Walker.
Kevin De Bruyne's now.
Yeah, De Bruyne.
I think Bernardo Silva's reaching that as well.
Yeah, they don't really have many aging players in that side. And we are forgetting that Arsenal are the third youngest side in the league.
Third youngest squad, with the likes of Gabriel, Saliba, Odegaard, Rice, Saka, Havertz, Martinelli, all under the age of 26. So their best years are still to come. And Arteta's getting the best out of them. So
yeah, I think Chelsea and Burnley have younger squads.
Yeah, Chelsea's a very young squad.
Yeah, what about Burnley as well? Look where they are. Burnley have been relegated, and Chelsea fans are celebrating 6th place in the league.
Yeah, crazy, man.
So,
It's mad. But yeah, big out everyone who tuned in today. Big out everyone who left your comments in the chat as well, guys. Thanks for leaving all your season ratings. Really do appreciate everyone who tuned in today and left your comments down below. And I'll try to put my best to pin them up on the screen. But yeah, big out everyone who tuned in as always. We'll be back tomorrow as always. Yeah, Tuesday tomorrow. So yeah, we'll be back with a stream. And then I've got a pre-recorded video coming either tonight or later or just straight tomorrow. Stay tuned for that, people. And yeah, there's still be plenty of content coming. Transfer news will be coming, Euros content, everything like that, people. So we'll see you then. But big up everyone who tuned in. Next Monday, guys, we'll be back. Obviously, we'll be doing keep or sell next Monday and a bit about the summer window next Monday. So big up everyone who tuned in. Really appreciate you guys' support. And as always, come on, you Gunners.
Oh, damn. I've just seen companies being linked with